Hi, welcome to Rosie the Rebel's hair makeup pinup tutorial. What I'm going to do today is I have two different models, and I'm going to do a casual, sort of subdued, everyday look, good for the office, good for if you're just going out to dinner, that kind of thing. Andrea is going to be our casual hair and makeup model. What I'm going to do for her is I'm going to do much the same as what I have done, sort of like a Joan, Mad Men, Beehive sort of thing. It's great to just toss up and go. What I've done already with her hair, it's not necessary to do, I just wanted to do it for a little extra volume, is I've just curled her hair with a 1/2-inch barrel curling iron. Just gone in and put a whole bunch of curls in there. And then I've gone in and backcombed up some of it. And we're going to do more of that to kind of give a little bit more of a boost, because we want a little bit, like we want a good base for her beehivey thing. But not too much. We don't want like Peg Bundy. We're not doing Peg Bundy. We're doing more subtle. So you go in with your comb. You can just come around to the side here. And what you want to do is you're not ratting it, you're actually backcombing, so you want to push down gently with your comb and bring it up. So you're just doing that. You can do it like a little bit sort of quickly, but you don't want to go like that because you'll just get a huge mess, as opposed to something that's a little bit more polished and clean, especially where she already has sort of curly hair. You can make it a little bit frizzy, and you don't want to do that. So you go in and you sort of backcomb all over the place. And then I'm smoothing it on top. Again, like I said, she has curly hair, so she will have some flyaways, which will smooth out in the hairspray process. And hairspray is vital for these kinds of styles because you want them to be solid. So this is actually a really easy thing to do, because once you get your backcombing base in, you just smooth out the hair over the top. Again, just more backcombing. I like to use a double-ended brush comb thing because you can smooth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to smooth out the sides here by my backcombing. Can you hold those for me? Mm-hmm. Thank you. So you smooth out your sides, and again, like I said, we're going to perfect that a little bit more when we do the hairspray. And you want to go in, and just so it's really secure, you want to overlap your bobby pins so that they're sort of crisscrossed, and that gives you a nice base. So you do that on both sides to make sure you have a good base for it. And you can see for her, she doesn't have a huge bump. It's not a gigantic poof. And you don't want that anyway. Well, you could if you were doing a little bit more over the top, but since this is a daytime look, you don't want a big bouffant. So we have this done, and like hypothetically, if you wanted to leave your hair down, you could just do the bump and smooth out the sides and have it as a half up. And it's just the same principle. You just secure these pins right here so you have a good sort of poofiness. But I'm going to put it all up, so you want that.
I love it, I love it, I love it. I do.
So there's that. And what I'm going to do now, because we're going to do it as an updo, is you smooth all of the hair from the right side to the left side and just hold it secure. Toss away my bobby pins. It's the vital part. And you actually just, starting from the nape of her neck, you push the bobby pins up straight. And again, you're doing the sort of crisscrossy thing to make a secure base. So it's swept all to this side.
It's not the same. No, it's not really the same. Same pattern. Yeah.
And if you were doing, again, a neat sort of thing, you could always just leave it so that it's swept to the side. But, again, we're not doing that. We're doing an updo. So what you do is you smooth out this hair because you don't want it to be really frizzy. And you twist this into her hair. And this is like a variation on just your classic French twist with a bouffant. And I just need to grab some more bobby pins there. Give you those to hold on to. Now this is, you want to make sure that you go in and secure it so that it feels nice and tight. And this is messy, so you don't want to leave it like that. You can kind of just hide it, like tuck it in, depending on what you like to do, or you could use like a smoothing balm and sort of smooth them out. But I do find that when this is more sort of polished, it's more classic. You get, and it's not quite so prom-y. It's more like everyday sort of business. Now this is interesting to do on yourself because it's kind of hard to see what's going on, so you can just sort of feel it out. Like the twist will be easier once it's all done. So that's the base of what we're doing. And what you want to do is then just go through with your hairspray and sort of smooth it out. That kind of... And always go with the direction that the hair is pulled. So you want to smooth in this direction. And then also, sorry if I spray you, also smooth in this direction. So what you can even do is hold the hair flat with your comb and then spray so that you have your little better control. And you can pin up any little flyaways she might have. Little tits and tads there. So what will make this, and this is very much, like I said, a classic sort of updo, but good for every day. It's not over the top. It's not prom-y, because we don't want that. I mean, you might want it. Except for prom, or prom-like things. So what is going to take this from being just, you know, a standard French twist to looking more sort of pin-up-y is you want to really control the bang. So I like to do a good directional curl with my half-barrel curling iron. Sorry, I'm like, right. With my half-barrel curling iron in the bang. Sort of give it a little flick.
I didn't have like dry stuff or anything.
Yeah, flick it real good. And again, that'll be a little bit flyaway, so we're going to have to smooth all that out anyway. And this is a little Audrey. It's a little, like you said, a little Joan. You want to channel those goddesses. And you can put even a little back combing in here to sort of give it more height. And this you're really going to want to smooth out with your fingers so that you do get a good solid curl with not too much frizz. And ideally, like I said, you would probably want to use like a smoothing balm or something.
Josh, look at this one. Like my favorite thing.
You can just kind of play around with it. So this is a good side, but you can also do, she has the ability to sort of do your classic Betty Page as well, where you just sort of do that. But we're not going to do that. We're going to pop it to the side. You can swirl it and pin it as well if that's what you're into. You can do just a little swirl and then a pin. Depends on what you're doing. But this we're just going to leave sort of bam, with the weight. And you want to do, again, very polished. I would obviously go through and do a full polish with smoothing gel, but I didn't bring any, so that's my bad. And you just want to make sure it's as tidy as possible. You don't want a whole lot of frizz. But, again, if you're doing this for, like, just a day-to-day look, it's not going to make a huge difference. If you're a little flyaway.
Excuse me.
And you can finish that up with, like, a hair scarf or a little flower. I'm going to do a flower because it's cute. So you just go in there in the back, pop the flower in, and that's a good standard everyday sort of updo. Perfect.